Right now at noon, a century of shows. The historic Memorial Auditorium celebrates its 100th birthday.
And we've got those clouds slowly starting to increase across the area. A bit breezy. It's chilly out there as well. Get a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, Webb City firefighters open a new training center dedicated to one of their own.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Pittsburgh celebrates a century of applause, laughter, and standing ovations within the walls of the Memorial Auditorium. This is KWM News at noon. I'm Samantha Walker. The historic venue held a rededication ceremony yesterday, marking 100 years of performances. The auditorium opened in 1925 as the Mirza Shriners Temple and quickly became known for its beauty and large capacity. Since then, the venue has hosted student showcases, big-name acts like Merle Haggard and Ray Charles, and even circus performances with elephants. The city of Pittsburgh purchased the building in 1945 and dedicated it to World War I and World War II servicemen and nurses. The community saved the auditorium from demolition in the 1980s, leading to major renovations.
It's a beginning for children as they go through their graduations and they go through the youth leadership program and they come be part of this building. They get used to coming here and seeing performances. This is, as we mentioned, the center hub of life in Pittsburgh and celebration of it as we know it.
Upcoming events include the Nutcracker by International Ballet Stars on December 12th and Disney's Frozen Sing-Along on December 14th. Carthage broke ground yesterday on a new performing arts center at the high school. The voter-approved project will house choir, theater, and band programs in a modern facility. The building will also serve as a FEMA tornado shelter for the campus.
It's a huge need for making our programs what they need to be. It gives us an opportunity to expand and add a few programs, plus gives kids an opportunity to be in these programs that weren't able to be in it before. The time crunch of moving across campus.
The new space could also make room for a possible junior ROTC program at Carthage High School. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we've got those clouds out there. As we mentioned, there would just be a few of them by the lunch hour, and there are just a few from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. Heading over to MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin. That's looking back to the north, so still some clear skies, but a few clouds beginning to build in, and they'll continue to gradually increase in coverage through the evening. Yesterday started at 40, made it up to 59, so that's where our switches happened. Is the last several days, our highs haven't been that far from normal. It's been our lows that have been above normal. Now our lows are dropping back to normal and our highs are dropping below normal. And so that's why it certainly did feel a lot colder this morning. With or without the wind, it felt colder, and we're not doing a lot of warming right now. We got low mid 40s across the area, so a little cooler up north, a little warmer down to the south. As we head through the rest of the evening, again, those clouds continue to increase. Some of us mostly cloudy, some of us even just straight up cloudy. Should be dry otherwise. The clouds do slow our temperature drop a bit, but we're still heading back into the low 30s tonight. So cold, but near average for our lows. We're going to take a look at your Thanksgiving forecast, Black Friday, the upcoming weekend, and talk about some of that snowy type stuff that might be on the horizon here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Families across the 4 states are struggling to put food on the table this holiday season. Yesterday at Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh, community members stepped up to help. Shoppers dropped off non-perishable donations as part of KWM's Feed the 4 States campaign. Donations go to the Wesley House in Pittsburgh.
The faces of hungry people are not the faces of strangers. They're the faces of people that you run into at the store. They're the faces of people like kids you see crossing the street or seniors. There's a lot of local people that really struggle with food insecurity. It's right here.
It's not too late to support Feed the 4 States. You can still donate online at KWMNewsNow.com or drop off non-perishable donations at a food pantry in your community. Families across the 4 states can find free Thanksgiving meals this week. Several local organizations are serving warm dinners to anyone who needs one. Organizers say each year brings different challenges, so they recommend checking websites and social media pages for the latest schedules and registration information. Many of the meals require advanced sign-up, so don't wait. And two Turkey Day Turkey Day traditions return to the 4 states. Joplin and Pittsburgh will once again lace up their running shoes for the annual Turkey Trot. Both events take place Thanksgiving morning, and both events will impact traffic. The Joplin Turkey Trot starts and finishes in front of the Schroeder Family Explorium on 300 South Main Street. The start and finish line in Pittsburgh will be 311 North Broadway. Both races start early in the morning, so drivers should be advised. Webb City firefighters have a new tool to help them train. The city debuted a new training facility, and as KOAM's Ty Parks reports, firefighters have a reason to stake a personal claim in the structure.
Training is extremely important for firefighters, and for Webb City firefighters, that means a new training structure.
It just started with me going to our council and city administrator. They were all on board, started getting me the funds we needed, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
This training structure is constructed out of shipping containers and made by the firefighters themselves.
Actually, we used to trade, we utilized Joplin with their training facility and their training cabin, which was great, and it worked out for several years for us, but unfortunately we got into a position where we needed to train a lot of people at once. So that's kind of where we started this, to get something in-house.
Firefighters will train in rappelling, entanglement, and search and rescue. The tower is named after Lieutenant Chance Wills, who passed away in 2015. He
was very involved in training. He was very passionate about it. And honestly, this was kind of his vision 12 years ago when him and I had a discussion about it. We just weren't able to do it at the time. But as time went on, funds become available, we decided to go ahead and move forward. And then that's when I decided, with the help of his wife and children, to go ahead and dedicate it to him.
It makes my heart happy.
Yeah, me too. I'm thankful that we all come together.
That everybody's still here as a brotherhood for him. Because this was the most important thing to him his whole life. This is what he lived for.
In Webb City, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Training structures can cost up to $400,000. Because Webb City used shipping containers, it only cost about $45,000. Fusion computer systems are now online at Missouri DMVs. Fusion is an acronym for the 50 unique systems in one nexus. It's an updated system that loops 50 systems into one, allowing for easier streamlined use and adding new features. One of those new features eliminates temporary license plates, and now you can pay your vehicle tax at the dealership as part of your financing. Dealerships will not need new computer systems. Rather, they'll be given a portal log-on to access the features with their existing systems. The Department of Revenue Director says this is a step in the right direction.
I think, again, for Missourians, I think it's a great thing. Technology is, but you have to do it the right way, and you have to do it in an efficient way, and you have to make sure that the outcomes are what you want. So doing all that takes a little time.
The department will track whether you're insured or not. You could face a $200 fine if you're not. It's all in an effort to eliminate uninsured drivers on Missouri roads. Well, coming up, the FBI has launched an inquiry into the 6 Democratic lawmakers who angered President Trump with a recent video. What this means. And later, we're making Grandma's country mashed potatoes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The FBI has launched an inquiry into the 6 Democratic lawmakers who angered President Trump with a recent video. The group, all military and CIA veterans, urged members of the armed forces not to follow any unlawful orders. CBS News correspondent Scott McFarland reports.
I'm not backing down.
Arizona Democratic Senator Mark Kelly is one of 6 Democratic lawmakers who are now part of an escalating face-off with the Trump administration after posting a 90-second-long video last week urging military members not to follow unlawful orders they may receive.
Members of the military need to follow the law. We wanted to say that we have their backs.
Now, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has launched a probe of Kelly, a retired Navy captain, accusing him of misconduct and threatening him with a court-martial. Multiple sources tell CBS News the FBI contacted congressional leaders Monday to tell them the Bureau plans to speak with each of the 6 lawmakers.
Now they're getting a message from Kelly and from other members of Congress saying, defy your commanders. Rise up and defy your superiors. That kind of language will get people killed.
All 6 are veterans of the military or the intelligence community. One of those lawmakers, Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin, blasted the inquiry Tuesday, saying President Trump is attempting to use it as a scare tactic.
And the use of the FBI against us is exactly why we made the video. He believes in using the federal government against his perceived adversaries, and he's not afraid to use the arms of the government against people he disagrees with.
Scott McFarland, CBS News, Washington.
Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
You know, Thanksgiving just wouldn't be Thanksgiving without mashed potatoes. And today, we've got a doozy of a recipe for you.
And we're going to take a look at your Thanksgiving forecast and what lies beyond that as we head into the holiday weekend when the KOAM News at Noon returns. And welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon on what's been a chilly but otherwise pretty decent Wednesday so far. How do we know it's decent? We'll take a look outside. It looks all right, doesn't it? As long as you don't go outside. Now, I know for some of you, like the low 40s, this isn't a big deal. For me, as I've discussed in the past, if it's below 70 degrees, it's too cold. I don't know why I don't just hibernate. Why don't we hibernate? I think we should, but we don't, and so we got to go out and brave the cold. Again, not too bad, though. We got just a few clouds out there. Future track into the rest of the afternoon, though. You see, in the next couple hours, it goes from a few clouds to a few more clouds, and that continues to increase as we head into the evening and overnight. I know future track's still hinting at maybe a sprinkle or two, but any meaningful rainfall chances are... they're very low. They are not really there. Now we're going to start our Thanksgiving mostly cloudy. Skies will begin to gradually clear as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. And while we're still chilly for Thanksgiving, we're not going to be too bad otherwise. At least we're dry. If you're traveling, it's not looking too bad out there. So we're going to get right into all of that stuff that you need to know, because I know today is one of the biggest travel days for the Thanksgiving holiday. We're looking at mid-40s. We're on our way. Northwest winds gusting to 20, and again, clouds will continue to increase as we head through the afternoon and evening. We're mostly cloudy to even straight up cloudy tonight. I know the clouds, they work as that blanket. That's why our temperature drop slows down, but we will still get back down into the low 30s tonight, maybe even a couple upper 20s. But the winds will be calm, so we don't have to deal with that on top of the cold air. Thanksgiving itself, we're partly cloudy by 9, upper 30s, upper 40s by noon. Should have clear skies into the evening, low 40s by 6. Again, our highs into the upper 40s. If you are traveling today, I know it's noon, but maybe you want to leave late. Maybe you're not that excited to get where you're going, or maybe you're not going too far. This is what we're looking at. We have high pressure and control for us. International Falls and points north. Look at this, Bismarck and International Falls into the mid-20s. We got some showers in the Pacific Northwest. Los Angeles, 80 degrees. Phoenix, sunny and 77. So if you like the warmer air, you just got to go west or south. Got thunderstorms South Texas down around Brownsville, Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, a little bit cooler out there. Starting to clear out a bit. Jacksonville, Miami, though, both into the 80s. And we head into the New England states. It gets a little messier. Got some clouds. We've got all these boundaries up here just bringing some rain and some waving temperatures. So that's why it's a little cooler. Like Cleveland, we're in the upper 30s. And then you go New York's upper 50s. And then down the road in Washington, D.C., we're in the upper 60s. If you're traveling locally, it's again not too bad. We're breezy, mid-40s in St. Louis, mid-50s in Little Rock if you're looking for something not too far but still warmer. Colder up north, of course, upper 30s Omaha today. We're sitting about 50 into parts of Oklahoma as well. In terms of big travel delays, the biggest ones are still expected up around the Great Lakes region as we head through today and into tomorrow morning. So if you're traveling again regionally, not much to worry about out there. Waking up early for Black Friday, and it's going to be cold. If you're heading out very early, it's going to be pretty darn cold, about 30. So remember, that's an average for our area. So we're talking some upper 20s, some low 30s. It'll be about 47 by noon. Clouds increase. We're about 41 by 4 o'clock, and that's ahead of rain chances that are going to build in by late Friday into Saturday. Then Monday, I'm sure you're seeing stuff. Yes, that is snow. Is that exactly how this is going to play out for us Monday? Probably not. But we do have that chance. It's a low chance of some wintry weather on Monday. If we get any, it's looking to be perhaps a rain-snow mix out there. It wouldn't add up to much, but it could lead to some slick spots. That aside, it's going to be quite cold next Monday and Tuesday, only in the upper 30s for our highs. Our rain chances from Friday night, of course, will continue into Saturday. Then we'll start warming up toward the end of next week, but a very cold start and maybe some slick spots. We'll keep an eye on Monday for you.
Yes, definitely something to stick around and watch for.
Certainly so.
Thank you, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making Grandma's country mashed potatoes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard's showing us how to make his grandma's country mashed potatoes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Over the last week or so, we've been sharing some of our best Thanksgiving recipes. Everything from the juiciest turkey to the most decadent desserts. But even with all of that, Thanksgiving just wouldn't be Thanksgiving without mashed potatoes. And if you're thinking, I don't need a recipe for them, well, think again, because today we're sharing how my grandmother made them. She started by boiling some potatoes that were peeled and chunked up. And if you want, you can leave the skin on to make them even more home style. Once they were fork tender, she drained them really well. And a little tip that my grandmother shared with me was to put the potatoes back on the stove until all the water was cooked off. Then she added in some melted butter, buttermilk, that too was her secret, and of course a little salt and pepper. Now the only thing left to do is beat them, and we can do that with an electric mixer, or if you want, dig out a good old-fashioned potato masher, like my grandmother did. Let me tell you, these will be passed around the table over and over again, along with the gravy. You gotta go online and get the recipe for Grandma's Country Mashed Potatoes, so you'll be armed with my grandmother's secret recipe that, until now, I never shared. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we've uncovered the perfect way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, some good news again. Thanksgiving is dry but chilly as we climb into the upper 40s for our highs out there today. Mid 40s. Will be cold tonight and tomorrow night for that Black Friday shopping. Some showers late Friday into Saturday. We'll watch what's going to happen Monday. Precipitation aside, it's going to get cold. Upper 30s for our highs Monday and Tuesday, and then we warm back up by next Friday.
Well, thanks, Chris. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, a lot's coming up at 5. For starters, new research shows current lung cancer screening guidelines, they might need to expand. And a second study finds even those eligible for screening are not receiving the life-saving surveillance. Why doctors say that needs to change. Plus, a Thanksgiving market in Webb City hopes to offer all the food you might need ahead of the big day. And preschoolers have a special story time with police officers as part of the annual Books and Badges event in Pittsburgh. Hope you'll join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today. KOAM News at 5.
Well, those sound great, Gal. Thank you so much. Well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at noon. Have a great afternoon.